Imagine the world's most destructive bomb hidden inside an ordinary truck, and that truck is speeding down the highway carrying a nuclear bomb, an explosive so powerful that it could level an entire city in a single blast. Have you ever thought about what could happen if even a small mistake occurs? What if this deadly weapon falls into the wrong hands or there's an accident? The damage wouldn't just be limited to one country. The entire world would face a terrifying fate. That's why there is absolutely no compromise when it comes to the security of transporting these nuclear weapons. These convoys are surrounded by such strict security measures that they might even surpass the protection given to the US president's motorcade. So, how does America move its nuclear bombs from one place to another? How are America's nuclear weapons transported and protected with utmost secrecy and impenetrable security? This mission seems like a scene straight out of a thriller movie, but it's entirely real. Now, let's uncover the thrilling story behind this secret security system. When America's nuclear weapons convoy hits the road, from a distance it might look like a VIP or head of state's motorcade. In reality, its importance is even greater. Police patrol cars lead and follow the convoy, blocking traffic and clearing the way so the main convoy can move forward without any obstacles. Ordinary people have no idea what's actually passing by them. What's actually passing by? The police cars stay right behind. The real security convoy consists of powerful black armored vehicles that surround the nuclear truck from all sides. Usually there are about 5 armored vehicles accompanying one truck, and 2 more go ahead to scout the road conditions up to a kilometer in front. These special armored vehicles look quite ordinary. Even though they look like regular SUVs, in reality, they're protected like small tanks. Calling them just bulletproof would be an understatement. The armor on these vehicles is so strong that not only regular bullets, but even heavy weapon attacks can be withstood. Each armored vehicle carries 4 to 6 highly trained federal agents who are responsible for the security of this convoy. They are armed with everything from handguns and shotguns to automatic assault rifles, along with a large supply of ammunition. On the roof of each armored vehicle, there is also an automatic machine gun mounted for use if necessary. Imagine, these vehicles are like moving fortresses, always on high alert against the threat of enemy attacks. At a moment's notice, they can strike back, as these armored vehicles have firing ports positioned at various spots on their bodies. Through these ports, the agents inside can fire at outside targets without having to leave the vehicle. So, if there is any suspicious attack while the convoy is on the move, the agents can immediately respond by firing from inside. As they travel down the road, they closely observe every movement around them with sharp attention. Even if the smallest unusual thing is noticed, it is immediately reported to everyone over the group radio to alert them. In fact, every vehicle in the entire convoy is specially secured and constantly connected to each other through a secure radio network. This secret radio communication is operated through multiple separate channels. The purpose of using multiple channels is that if the enemy jams one frequency, the agents in the convoy can still communicate with each other and call for help on another channel. For example, on one channel, all the armored vehicles coordinate what to do if they come under attack. On another channel, updates about the situation from the forward scout vehicles are provided. And on a third channel, constant communication is maintained with the central security room. They use separate code names and speak in encrypted language so that outsiders cannot understand the meaning. With a converter connected, the National Control Center, which operates 24 hours a day, monitors their movements in real time. If there is any sign of danger, this control center immediately dispatches the nearest special police force to provide assistance. However, even if additional forces arrive, they cannot directly blend in with the convoy agents. First, they must verify their identities by matching secret codes. The control center sends special instructions to both the reinforcement team and the convoy agents through secret signals. Upon arriving at the scene, both parties communicate these codes to each other and verify them. Only if the codes match will they conduct the operation together. If not, the newly arrived team will immediately be treated as enemies and repelled. The reason for this procedure is simple: to ensure that no attacker can disguise themselves as fake police or fake soldiers and gain the convoy's trust. Now, let's get to the main truck in the story, the truck that carries this massively destructive bomb. At first glance, it may look as plain as any other large truck. But this is by no means an ordinary truck. Its entire body is encased in specially manufactured, extremely tough steel. It's nearly impossible to cut or pierce this truck with any conventional tool. Even in the event of a severe accident or explosion, its body will not easily crack. If it were to be left in the midst of a fire, the nuclear material inside the truck would remain safe for several hours. It is given such a high level of thermal protection. The driver's cabin is also completely bulletproof and bomb-proof in its construction. There is no way to open its doors from the outside. The cabin doors can only be opened from the inside. Due to the heavy steel armor and some special equipment, the tractor is much heavier than ordinary trucks. This truck is as heavy as a beast. Because of its extra weight, this truck is somewhat slow when accelerating or maneuvering, which at first glance might seem like a weakness. But hidden within this is another remarkable feature. Suppose attackers somehow manage to bypass all the defense systems and take control of the tractor. If they try to hijack the truck and escape quickly, a special automatic locking system in the truck will be immediately activated. Special explosive charges are attached to the wheels and axles, which explodes instantly upon receiving a very specific and predetermined signal. As a direct result, the truck's massive wheels are immediately separated into numerous pieces. The wheels completely detach, causing the entire heavily armored truck to dramatically collapse onto the ground with a significant impact. At that critical point, this truly massive, incredibly heavy truck cannot be moved even a single inch without its essential wheels. In other words, the precise moment someone foolishly tries to hijack it by brute force, the truck will effectively immobilize itself, thereby cutting off any possible escape route for the potential attackers. Yet even after all this elaborate security, the highly dangerous nuclear bomb inside the truck remains securely and safely locked within a robust protective container. The entire convoy is constantly and meticulously monitored from the sky as well. Heavily armed helicopter squadrons continuously circle high above the convoy, diligently keeping the entire extensive route under constant surveillance. To ensure that this crucial aerial monitoring is never ever compromised, the helicopters take carefully coordinated turns on duty. When one helicopter's fuel inevitably runs critically low, two more fully fueled helicopters promptly replace it in advance, ensuring uninterrupted coverage. Among these vigilant helicopters, there are also additional special and highly specialized